海南煲粥。
海南鸡饭。If the Hainanese had been feeding us, what about the other Chinese dialect groups? What were their traits and traits? In 1881, a population census in Singapore revealed for the first time a detailed breakdown of the Chinese population by their dialect groups. The five main groups in Singapore were the Hokkiens, Hokkien Lang, Hainanese, Hainam Hakkas, Kek, Cantonese, Gongfuyan, and Teochew Lang. Today, these five dialect groups remain the biggest in Singapore. The Hokkiens hailed all the way from Fujian province and formed the largest and earliest arrivals. And because they got here first, they could choose the most convenient spot to live and work in. The landing area around Singapore River and Telok Ayer, which was right by the sea back then. And that's why we have Amoy Street, named after Xiamen, a major port city in Fujian. One of Singapore's oldest temple, Tin Hock King Temple, was also built by the Hokkiens. Tracing their roots back to Chaozhou in Guangdong province, the Teochews formed the second largest dialect group here in Singapore, and they were dominant in both trading and agriculture. Many early Teochews also lived in northern Singapore, like Punggol, Sembawang, Upper Thomson, and Hougang, with many living by the sea. The third most prominent dialect group is the Cantonese, Gongfuyan. Largely squeezed out of trading by the Hokkiens and Teochews, the Cantonese became well known as artisans, carpenters, goldsmiths, and mechanics. These are a group of people great with their hands. They also worked as medicine wholesalers and retailers. You'll know this household brand, Yu Yan Sang, founded in 1879 by Yu Kong, who came from Foshan in Guangdong. And now to the Hakkas. No one's really sure where the Hakkas came from, but they were believed to originate from the Yellow River Valley in the Henan province and Shanxi. They moved south in the 4th century and then again in the 9th century to Fujian and Guangdong. As uninvited migrants, they became known as the guest people, or the Hakkas. They then migrated further south to Singapore and became the 4th largest dialect group. Many worked in agriculture, notably in growing gambia and pepper. Then they became well known in running traditional Chinese medicine halls, owning the largest of them all by 1920s. You know Tiger Balm?
As I'm sure you know, Tiger Balm is the tonic of the Far East.
That was created by Hakka businessmen Aw Boon Haw and Aw Boon Pa.
其实我觉得在客家人里面有一个行业非常重要的，那个就是当业。在一直到1990年为止，新加坡政府开始发放更多的当业执照之前，差不多80%-90%的股东或者是老板其实都是客家人。而客家也有分成几种，比如说好像河婆啊、永定啊等等。那在当业里面，最主要的其实还是大埔客家人。从文化方面的话，也许我们可以看一下新加坡5大方言群的戏曲。新加坡的福建人基本上就是福建戏，所以是闽南地方的福建戏比较多，比如说歌仔戏。广东人就是粤剧、省港澳，潮州人方面就是潮剧，海南人是琼剧，也叫做海南戏，客家人是中原移民，所以他们的戏的剧种会比较特别一点，我们叫做广东汉剧。他唱的只是官话，就是接近北方语言，有一点点像华语，但是他在说的方面其实是用客家话说的，所以是被当成是客家人的剧种。
And the last of our big five, the Hainanese, Hainam. They were also kind of late to the immigration game because by the time they arrived in greater numbers, many good trades had been taken up. So they began focusing on the service industry, especially in the food and beverage scene. The results? Although making less than 10% of the population in 1881, the Hainanese has an outsized influence on our food over the decades.
The Hainanese used to hang around town and they got class, they hang around Raffles Hotel area. That's where their first enclave was. That's known to be the Hainan 1st, 2nd and 3rd Street.
Singapore sling, created in 1915 by Raffles Hotel bartender Nyam Thom Boon. Hainam Nang, Hainanese chicken rice, popularized in the 1950s by Mok Fu Sui, which is restaurant Silky Chicken Rice, Hainam Nang, and of course our ubiquitous Kopitiam, with one of the most famous Being Ya Kun, set up in 1944 by Loy Ah Kun, Hainam Nang. That was our 5 biggest dialect group in Singapore, and this marks the end of our series. Bye! Welcome to Welcome to Sinchu Video Rental Shop. So it's Choi. So is it Choi or Choi? I cannot do this already. I cannot do this. Hai Nam Nang. Hai Nam Nang. Okay. Hai Nam Nang. Hai Nam Nang. Comment and subscribe so that my grandmother can have more followers. Can have more customers.